Hi, my name is Amy Schiebel, and I'm a science professor at Edgewood College. I also direct our Office of Science Outreach, and with the COVID-19 pandemic in full swing, there's not a lot of out that we can do. We know that people need to stay away from each other, stay in their homes, and while you're doing this, a lot of you are home with your children. My children are back home too. They're 23 and 27, so I don't have to work a lot at trying to keep them busy. But some of you are having to now be teachers and take care of your children's education with the help of their school teachers, of course. And you also have a lot of other time on your hands that you might want to be doing things that are educational. So I decided we're going to make some videos. Some of the other faculty might be making some videos to share with you. Some of our students are going to use their growing expertise to make some videos for you. And hopefully you find them a little bit useful. So like I said, I'm at home, as I'm guessing you are. So in trying to come up with some of these activities and things you can do, today we're going to talk specifically about very small children, anywhere from 2 to maybe 5, something like that. I'm only going to have things that I have here in my house, which are probably similar to the things you have in your house. So one of the things that we're going to work on today is something that's very foundational to science. Oftentimes when we think about science, we think about big discoveries and complicated things and real heady stuff. But all of that is built on some very basic foundational experiences that we want children to have. Many children now are having a lot of experiences on electronic medium, which is very important because that is something that's important in their world and will continue to take on larger importance, I'm sure. But they also have to have experiences with physical phenomena in the physical world. One of those things is with measurement and thinking about volume. We have a lot of, we think of it as intuitive sense as adults. For instance, I know that two things of a different size, but if they both hold the same amount of liquid, they might look different, they may be shaped different, but they hold the same amount. We have had enough experience with that. And I think sometimes we are a little surprised by our perceptions as well. We might go to the grocery store and look at 2 different bottles of dish liquid or something, and one of them just looks to be bigger, but we read on it that they both have 18 ounces, and so we can be sure that they just look different. So one of the things I'm going to do today is show you a little activity for helping your children get some experience with volume and measurement, and especially thinking about volume and its relationship to shape. And we're going to deal specifically with volumes of liquid. One of the reasons I really like this activity is because all you need are some things like measuring cups. You can raid your Tupperware drawer for random kinds of Tupperware, and water in the sink. And this is particularly great because if you are trying to get dinner done or you're sitting in the kitchen trying to work, your kid can be at the sink playing in the water. Even if it makes a mess, it's only water, so it's not hard to clean up. So what I've amassed here are just some measuring cups. I've got a couple of different measuring cup sets because I'm old, so I have accrued several of them in my life here, and a bunch of random Tupperware. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do when you're having your children do this is think about how important the play aspect of this is and how much their natural curiosity and exploration can really carry most of the weight of this activity. You will want to interject with some questions, maybe things like very small little statements or questions. You're not trying to tell them the answers here, you're just trying to guide their experiences. There's no way to really do it wrong, so you can relax and just have fun with them. If you can be at the sink with them, playing around with the water, all the better. So one of the things that we want to think about, and we don't need to use all the numbers and things, if your child is a little bit older, certainly we can, is how many of a small one go into a bigger one. So here I have a 1 cup measuring cup and I have a 1/4 cup. And one of the things you could ask your child is just, gee, how many of these do you think you can pour into this? Ask them to make a prediction. Don't tell them that they're right or that they're wrong. You don't even need to prompt them anymore than just asking some simple questions. And then let's test it. Why don't you test it to see if you're right or wrong? Very important phrase in science. So here I have a sink of water, and we can just take one of those and pour it in. And most of us know the answer to this, but it takes 4 of them. How exciting. And now I've got a cup of water here. I have another 1 cup measuring cup, but a liquid cup. We might ask them how much of this water will fit into here. Will it fill it up and overflow it? How high up do you think it's going to fill this? And they can try pouring the water into here. And you can keep doing that with all these different kinds of cups and things. You can have them pour water from different sizes. Again, making predictions. Asking your child what they think is going to happen is a really good way for them to really sort of call upon their experiences and think about what they think is going to happen, and then be either challenged by what they actually see. That is how our ideas change. Or maybe it turns out exactly the way they thought it was, and so they can start building on their ideas if those ideas actually match reality. So this is the extent of the activity. It can take hours. I can't tell you how important these kinds of activities are for children to have. Kids taking a bath in the tub, I know the rubber duckies and things are fun, but again, a bunch of Tupperware and measuring cups are also really fun, and they can start to build more of those notions of equivalencies in volume. So for now, that's our little volume activity. Enjoy!